These are the 9 types of proteins, but 30 grams of protein is not always 30 grams of protein. Eat it from Sattu and you will only get 20 grams. Eat it from eggs and you will get the full 30. Plus every protein comes with something people don't want. Eggs have cholesterol, soya has plant estrogen, whey has lactose, yeast has purines. In this video, I am breaking down all the 9 types. For each one, I will show you how much protein you actually get, the safe daily limit, and the best time to take it. I have spent the last 5 years coaching people one-on-one, and this video is everything you need to know about proteins. Let's start with the gold standard, egg protein. It's a complete protein with all 9 amino acids your body needs. Eggs PDCAS score is a perfect 100%. PDCAS for any food measures how much of its protein can your body actually use. So if you eat 30 grams of protein from eggs, you get the whole 30 grams. That's about 5 eggs. People fear eggs because it has cholesterol, but dietary cholesterol doesn't increase your blood cholesterol. For healthy people, 3 to 5 whole eggs every day is completely fine. I suggest my clients to eat at least 3 whole eggs a day, not just for the protein, but for the micronutrients. You get all the choline and selenium you need, plus many more. Now, all these micronutrients, cholesterol and fats live in the egg yolk. If you separate that out, what's left is pure lean protein, egg white, which you can freely eat as much as you need. In fact, egg white protein is also sold as a supplement. But in my opinion, it's unnecessary. Simply eat the whole eggs and egg whites so you also get the micronutrients. Next is the most popular protein among gym goers, whey protein. People fear whey like it's a steroid, but it's just the same milk protein we are consuming since birth. Human breast milk is up to 80% whey and cow's milk is 20% whey. So there is nothing unnatural about whey protein. It's a complete protein with a PDCAS of 100%. That means 30 grams of whey gives you a full 30 grams of usable protein. Bodybuilders love whey for 2 reasons. One, it has the highest leucine, which is the amino acid that switches on muscle building. And second, it's the fastest digesting protein. No other protein can deliver amino acids to your muscles for recovery faster than whey protein. For the same reasons, whey is also my go-to choice for pre-workout meal. Though honestly, you can have it with any meal that's low in protein. Just don't overly depend on it. Up to 50% of your daily protein can come from protein supplements. For most people, that's roughly 2 scoops a day. The remaining protein should come from whole foods. Now, if you're lucky like me, whey digests perfectly. But many people feel gassy or get loose stools after a protein shake. That's because 50 to 70% Indians are lactose intolerant. If that's you, don't force yourself to have whey protein. There are plenty of other excellent options, as you will see ahead. Here is a simple guide to choose the right whey protein. You can screenshot this. If you are lactose intolerant, isolate is your best option. It's almost lactose free. The only downside is price. Good isolates now cost around 4,500 rupees per kg. If you want an alternative that's completely lactose free at half the price, I will show you a very interesting option in a minute. Now remember, whey is just 20% of the milk protein. The rest 80% is casein. They separate out in the paneer making process. Casein is complete too, with a PDCAS of 100%. So 30 grams of casein gives you the full 30 grams of usable protein. Unlike whey, casein is actually the slowest digesting protein. So I wouldn't use it in my pre-workout meal. But it's the perfect choice before bed because to your muscles, it will supply amino acids throughout the night at a slow, steady pace. Now, because casein comes from milk, it has the same lactose issue as whey. But there is another problem. Most dairy products are high in saturated fats, and too much saturated fats can increase your LDL cholesterol levels. The solution is simple. Choose low-fat dairy products most of the time. You get the same excellent protein without the unnecessary saturated fats. Ideally, try to keep your saturated fat intake below 10% of your total calories. Now, casein is also sold as a supplement, micellar casein. But honestly, I don't recommend it to anyone. Real foods give you the same casein protein at a fraction of the cost. Plus, you will get calcium and several other micronutrients. always keep a food first approach. Now let's move to the fastest growing protein category in the market, yeast protein. It's made using Saccharomyces cerevisiae, the same nutritional yeast that's used for making bread and beer. Yeast has a PDCS of 100%. So 30 grams of yeast protein gives you a full 30 grams usable protein. It's also a complete protein with all 9 essential amino acids. People often compare yeast with whey protein and point out that it has less leucine. That's true. But still, yeast has as much leucine as egg protein and an excellent BCAA profile. Among non-animal proteins, it's one of the very best. Also, pro tip, if you take 30 grams protein per serving, leucine threshold is rarely an issue. Like casein, yeast protein is slow digesting and keeps you fuller for longer. So I don't prefer it before training. Instead, I like it with my breakfast or dinner. It's also completely lactose free. Now whether you choose whey, yeast or both, fundamentals don't change. Keep supplements to about 50% of your daily protein intake. The rest should come from whole foods. Many people worry that yeast has purines, but so do mushrooms, fish, legumes, and many other healthy foods. For healthy folks, it's not a problem. Only people with high uric acid or gout need to avoid high purine foods. Now here is the best part. Yeast protein is very budget friendly. You get it at roughly half the price of whey. Just make sure you choose a well-tested and a trusted brand. The one I've been using is Yes Protein by Natural Teen. Their yeast protein has 73% protein per scoop, and every batch is third-party tested for purity, heavy metals, and protein content. This is genuinely the best tasting yeast protein I've had. Their Thandai and Badam Kesar flavors are my absolute favorite. You get 25 grams protein per scoop. For maximum discount, use coupon HYPER at naturalteen.in and you will get it under 2000 rupees per kg, which is a steal deal. Natural Teen is now the only brand I'm using for all my protein needs. I'm also using their whey protein blend, Iso Boost, which has a solid 27 grams protein per scoop. For their whey proteins, they import the finest quality raw material from Germany. Whether you want pure concentrate or pure isolate or a blend, they have the complete range. Alright, so far every protein we have covered has been top quality. Now we get to where things start changing. Plant proteins. Plants in general are poor protein sources. Whether it's legumes, grains, seeds or nuts, they all share the same two problems. One, their protein is incomplete. And 2, it's poorly absorbed. Plant foods have a PDCAS between 40 to 60%. So if you eat 30 grams of protein from plants, your body gets only 12 to 18 grams. And even for this much, you will have to consume stupidly large portions. Nobody is eating 1 liter dal or 10 tablespoons peanut butter. That's 700 calories. So then should you avoid plant proteins altogether? Absolutely not. I teach my clients to eat plant-based foods for what they are genuinely good at. Fiber, healthy fats, complex carbs and micronutrients. Just don't rely on them as your main protein source. When you eat like this, up to 20% of your daily protein will come from plants, and that's alright. The rest 80% should come from high quality proteins with PDCAS above 90%. Now plant protein also come in supplement form, and the right blends can reach a PDCAS of 100%. Just look for a formula that combines pea and rice in roughly 80 to 20 ratio. Now personally, I don't use plant protein powders, but if you're looking for one, Natural Teen has a very clean product. Another great lactose-free option if whey protein doesn't suit you. Personally, I prefer yeast. The taste is much better, and for most people, it's also easier on the gut. Now while all plant proteins are incomplete by nature, there is one exception, soya protein. It's a complete protein and also well absorbed. Soya products like soya chunks, tofu, tempeh all have a PDCAS of around 90%. That means 30 grams of protein from any of these gives you a good 27 grams of usable protein. For vegetarians, soy protein is an excellent option. It also comes in supplement form as soy protein isolate, which has a PDCAS of 100%. Personally, I have never used this supplement, so I don't have a brand recommendation here. If you have one, do share in comments. Now many guys avoid soya, thinking it will lower their testosterone or cause man boobs, because soya has isoflavones, a plant compound that loosely mimics the hormone estrogen. But the research is very clear on this. At normal food intakes, soya doesn't affect your testosterone or estrogen levels at all. So yes, you can have soya every day. It's completely safe for both men and women. The same rule applies. Up to 50% of your daily protein intake can come from soya. The rest should still come from other foods because variety in diet gives you better micronutrient intake. Also, some people feel bloated after eating soya. If that's you, start with smaller portions and increase gradually. Alright, we have covered plant proteins conceptually, but I wanted to keep a separate segment for Sattu. People think it's a desi replacement for whey protein, but it's not even close. Sattu is simply roasted chana flour, and we have already covered legumes. Their protein is incomplete, poorly absorbed, and has a PDCAS of around 70%. So 30 grams of protein from Sattu gives you only about 20 grams of usable protein, and to even get those 20 grams of protein you will have to eat 150 grams of Sattu. That's 600 calories. So realistically nobody is doing that, not even the Sattu king. But that doesn't make Sattu a bad food, not at all. Sattu versus whey is a completely made up war. Smart people use both. Sattu is great for fiber, complex carbs, and makes excellent summer drinks. Just don't think of it as a high quality protein source. Next, let's move to non-vegetarian proteins. Meat. All meat proteins are complete with a PDCAS of 100%. So 30 grams of protein from any meat gives you a full 30 grams usable protein. But not every meat is good for your health. Some are even cancerous. Chicken breast, fish, prawns are your leanest options. High protein, very low fat. These should be your everyday protein sources. Even fattier cuts like chicken wings and thighs are perfectly fine if they fit in your calorie budget. And bonus points if you eat fatty fishes regularly because they have omega-3. Then there is red meat. Excellent for iron and zinc, but mostly high in saturated fats, which can push up your LDL cholesterol if consumed in excess. Though if you are mostly eating lean cuts, there is no problem. And the worst is processed meats like sausages, bacon, salami, and deli meats. The WHO classifies processed meats as group 1 carcinogen, which means there is a very strong evidence that they increase your risk of colorectal cancer. Lastly, let's talk about the worst protein on this entire list, collagen. It has a PDCAS of 0. It lacks every amino acid your body needs for muscle protein synthesis. So if you eat 30 grams of collagen protein, your muscles get 0 gram of value. But people still buy collagen supplements to improve their skin and joint health because collagen is the building block of all our connective tissues: skin, bones, ligaments, joints, tendons, cartilage. So people think supplementing collagen should help strengthen all of that. But that's not how human digestion works. Collagen stops being collagen the moment it hits your stomach. It gets broken down into its constituent amino acids, which your body then uses where it needs, not where you hope. So far, collagen has showed no real benefits for skin in any independent study. So I don't take collagen, nor do I recommend it to any of my clients. Simply eat sufficient high quality protein and your body will automatically get every amino acid it needs to manufacture its own collagen for your optimal skin and joint health. Though if you do decide to supplement collagen, know that collagen is always non-vegetarian. You will either get marine collagen, which is made from fish, or you will get bovine collagen, which is made from cattle. Alright, that was every single protein type explained. Now based on this, here is the full protein protocol you can use starting today. First, prioritize high quality proteins. 6 out of these are high quality proteins with PDCAS above 90%. This is where 80% of your daily protein should come from. So every major meal must be built around 25 to 30 grams protein from one of these 6 sources. Here is the full sheet you can use. Screenshot this. Second, prioritize plant-based foods for health. As a simple rule, try to include 1 to 2 servings of dal, sprouts, legumes in general, seeds and nuts, and even sattu, and 2 to 4 servings of fruits and vegetables. When you eat like this, their protein contribution naturally stays around 20%, exactly where you want it. And third, use supplements for convenience. Supplements exist only for one reason: to make your nutrition convenient. A scoop of whey or yeast protein is the easiest 25 grams protein you will ever get. So I keep up to half of my protein from supplements and the other half from whole foods. If you are looking for a well-tested recommendation, check out Natural Teen. Also, if you want to transform your body, then check out my coaching details at hypertroph.com. You will get fully personalized service, customized diet plan, workout plan, regular plan adjustments and daily coaching support on Telegram chat so your progress never gets stuck. Here are some of our results. Now if you want to know about best to worst protein foods, watch this video. And if you want to know about best to worst fiber foods, watch this one. I will see you very soon. Stay fit.